I figured maximum energy.
Man, I done got so bad at this. I forgot like the ability to disconnect. Like, where you're like, all right, I'm not just some dude getting recorded in a room talking to his friend. I'm a
Right in.
See, yeah.
Yeah, immediately forgot the mic
it's
stuff, like
been,
everything.
It's been a minute. Trying to pretend there's not a camera right there. Trying to figure out why we're doing this at this hour after work. Who's this even for yet? You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, these have always been more for YouTube than for Twitch for us. It's like, I think like, me and Creighton have done so many.
Yeah, I've done a lot.
I'll never go back and watch them. Like, it's going to be so, like, I think there's one that I'll ever go back and watch, and it'll be our election night podcast, just to kind of see how I was thinking about that stuff one day. But, like, we've done so many that were just fucking bullshit. Like, just us screaming for 2 hours, 3 hours, nonsense. Like, we all talk nonsense, but, like, me and Creighton, it really is just me mad at him for 2 hours for, like, 45 to 50% of the episodes. So, like, I'll never go back and rewatch them. But, like, all of ours, you, me, Michael, all the episode 3s, I will definitely see again. Like, there'll be a day where I sit down and rewatch those, or where we sit down and just rewatch them and, like, explore that time of thought, because we're all much more introspective than Creighton is. Creighton, I love you. If you're listening for some reason, I love you. But like, I just cannot see him and me going back and thinking that anything we said is worth studying.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
But these in particular, I really love, and I miss doing them.
Well, we're back now.
We're back now.
You gotta be doing something, man. I goddamn. Oh shit.
Hold on, I forgot to put that on my.
I've been, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers been wallowing in despair and, like, planning their next move so hard. Niggas just didn't do shit for a long, you know what I mean? I've been playing the fuck out of Breath of the Wild.
I know, and I'm very, like, you have no idea how much I want to sit down and stream us playing Breath of the Wild together.
That game.
Like, I don't even want to play it. I just want you to play it and us to sit there and talk while you play it. Because that game
is so good.
It's so fucking
It's so good. And the thing is, it's not overly complex. Like, it does just enough where you're like, okay, they added some stuff to the Zelda formula. This is cool. This is, like, a new plateau for people to reach. It's definitely encourage people to, like, if there's a wall there, a rock there, we should be able to climb it.
And you can. And you can fucking, like, it's the most accessible.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to describe it. It's accessible. It's simple. It's not hard to pick up. It's not. But it takes a lot to be good at. You know what I'm saying?
I'm only going to suck its dick a little bit. But The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't played them, so you don't know yet. Yeah. But, like, one day we're going to play them.
Yeah.
And it's similarly very accessible.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very accessible game in-game.
And then and I know another thing you're talking about, too, is just it's like watching how well you're allowed to interact with your environment.
Exactly. It's
and
like
how well your environment does its own thing.
If you're playing fucking... what's the fucking Umbrella Corporation? Resident Evil.
Yeah.
In, like, fucking Resident Evil, you could be walking around and there'd be, like, chairs in the way, and you can't get past those chairs. And it's like, that's not how that's supposed to happen.
Exactly.
And, like, in The Last of Us, if there's a chair in the way, you can move that you can just kind of bounce it out of the way by walking through it, which is what would happen if you did that. Granted, you'd probably grab it. You can't really do that. But, like, you are disrupting the environment in the game. And like Breath of the Wild is very similar. You can do that.
Exactly.
And they're so open and now Last of Us is like a linear story.
Oh, yeah,
so it's a little different. There's some open world aspects to it, but for the most part it's linear. Breath of the Wild's the ultimate accessible sandbox story game.
It is so incredibly good.
It's my favorite watch or playthrough I've ever watched on YouTube is the Game Grumps playing it.
Yeah.
Cuz it's a game that lends itself to playing it and not having to talk about it at all. You can sit and play that game for like 3 hours, soak in everything, and whoever's watching can soak in everything, and you can talk about anything else and get both parts of what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Like we could have a conversation about our life for an hour, and someone could be watching Breath of the Wild that we're playing and listening to us tell our story and get both things and totally take it all in.
Yeah, because it's simple.
And yeah, it's not very demanding of your attention.
Exactly.
It's a very chill, fun game.
And it gives you something great to look at. The game's gorgeous.
It's so
I'm playing
pretty,
it on
dude.
a Switch Lite. Like, I'm not even playing it on a full TV. And it is
we're going to play it on that fucker, the 65
yeah.
inch. We're about to fucking go ham on that shit. It's going to be fun.
One of the things I really like about the game is just, like, how many options you have to approach it. I accidentally, when I did my champion run, I wound up going to get Rivali's Gale first. Like, I went into the mountains. And the only reason it happened like that is because, like, the way I played Breath of the Wild was I dropped in. I didn't give a fuck about the story. I just started heading in a direction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, I wound up, like, overpowered, outranked, got my ass kicked in a bunch of fights, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's how I'd prefer to play the game, because now that I have like high level armor and good weapons, everything's like easy.
It's just cake. You can just kind of breeze through.
Yeah, I'm gonna run the game back in master mode after I like finish whooping its ass. Like, I'm gonna play the fuck out of the game for the next couple weeks, and then like one more time, either beginning of next year or like at the end of the year, I'm gonna do master mode, just so I can be like, I played the game at the most it could give you.
When you're gonna restart, and play it, just go ahead and plan on fucking doing it here. We'll just hook everything up here and stream it.
And that'll be a lot more entertaining, because honestly, like, after, like I said, right now, like, I'm whooping everything's ass.
Yeah.
Like, and I think the way that I play the game is interesting. I think the strats
I'm like a halfway fan, so like I'll know like generally what's going on.
Yeah.
But like I'll be asking a lot of questions. You'll know way more than me, because you're like a legit Zelda fan.
Zelda fan.
Like, you love Zelda.
No, huge Zelda fan. But the cool thing about Breath of the Wild, that's another thing that it does well, is that like even if you've never played Zelda before, it doesn't like matter. Like,
I've never played a Zelda.
Exactly.
Ever, and
but
loved
if
it.
you have played a Zelda, the game is that much more engaging, that much more interesting. But the interesting thing about it is all the Zelda games exist on like these 3 convoluted timelines, and Breath of the Wild is supposed to be the end of a timeline, which you can kind of tell by like the game has a very like, this has happened before, the hero won before, the hero didn't win this time.
Yeah.
We had to put his ass to sleep for 100 years to figure out what the fuck's going on. You know what I mean? Like, but it's at the end of the timeline, so like if you don't know what happens before, that's cool. It's like walking in on the end of like a really good movie. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, okay, this was like, dang, I might go back and like watch some more of this, but you don't have to. And then the cool thing is the next game coming out is the sequel. So like if you never played Zelda before, Breath of the Wild was like the end of a really good movie, and you're like, oh, I fuck with this. And then it's like, oh, the sequel's coming out.
It's like you and watching Stranger Things.
That's exactly like me and watching Stranger Things, because I still have
this motherfucker started watching Stranger Things at the end of season 4,
and it was damn good.
and then it was like time to go back and start it all over.
That is some of the best television I've ever watched.
So the sequel of this game is a sequel. It's taking place after Breath of the Wild.
Tears of the Kingdom is a direct sequel to Zelda. Zelda has a handful of titles that are sequels to each other.
When's that come out?
I want to say second quarter next year.
Okay, so like we might low-key have time to like stream this game just in time for the next one to come out, and
and then we'll catch the wave on that.
Fucking catch the wave, take advantage of that sweet Twitch algorithm.
No, I'm super down, especially like I said, because I've seen like how the speedrunners play it, and like everybody has their techniques and stuff, but like I definitely enjoy like how I went about it. So one time I was in a fight, right, with they're called Hynixes, but the big Cyclops.
Yeah.
All right, so like I ran out.
Those things are so fun to play.
Yeah, so dope. I hit him in the eye. Obviously, you know, he drops, he gets back up. I ran out of arrows, so I had no way to hit him in the eye. And the fight's a little bit hard. Like now, I can just literally pick one of my best guns and
fucking grinding the bomb throws is so annoying in fights when like you've been reduced to that.
Yeah, exactly. All you have left is bombs, and you're just like having a bomb fight. What I did though is I grabbed wood and flint and I dropped it on the grass, and I ignited the grass so that I could get lift. And then I flew up into his eye and I hit him with a spear in the face. Then he dropped. Then I proceeded to whoop his ass, and I finished him off like that.
See, like you're just way cooler than me, because I would have never thought that. I would have just like if I played the game for a long time, I would like that was one of the first games that I like low key streamed on my own at night, like by myself, like because you can just sit back and chill,
and you can go in any direction. There's always gonna be something to do. Like the game, and one thing I like about the map a lot is that I wasn't disappointed at all in the map, but I was like, damn, they said it's really big. I thought it'd be a bit bigger now that I've like got all my towers and stuff. The first thing I did was get all my towers and bust out 40 shrines so I go get the Master Sword, because like Link, I'm not about to go fight Ganon with no Master Sword. I'm the legend of, you know, I'm the hero.
It's not, if we're gonna do this goddamn shit, it's gonna look good.
It's gonna look damn good. You know what I'm saying? And like the cool thing about the game is people respond to you having the Master Sword. Like people are like, that's not the real Master Sword, or they'll be like, oh shit, wait, are you the nigga from 100 years ago that got bapped? Like, there ain't no way. But
it is funny how like half the characters in the game are like, you look kind of like these cave paintings we've all seen.
Yeah, they're like, yo, weren't you around 100 years ago? And then like the disbelief in some of them, and how some of them actually knew you. Like,
some of them are 100 years old.
Yeah, because the Zora are like long living people.
Yeah.
So them, you know, they'll talk to you and they'll be like, weren't you supposed to be dead like 40ish years ago? You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm super down to do like I said, Master Mode will be a lot more impressive too, because like all those fancy strategies I come up with and just how good I am at open world RP, that's my specialty.
Yeah.
That'll really get tested in master mode. Because like I said, after a while, it got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm just whooping ass now. This is what it is.
Yeah, some things are too easy in that game.
Yeah,
like it's very. Did you ever fight the Phoenix on the island? I forget what the island's called. There's it's like a special in-game mission. You show up to the island and it strips you of all your stuff.
Oh wow! No, I haven't done that mission yet. That's
see, so that's like gonna be a whole fucking
that'll be really
couple
exciting.
episodes because I've never beaten it. It's hard. You literally like have to break boxes with sticks, grab rusty swords. There's like one fight where it's just Mogoblins. What are they called? Mogoblins, where you're fighting Mogoblins. There's the Phoenix on the hill and something else, and there's like three objectives you have to finish.
Is this from like the first? You didn't get the DLC, did you?
No, this is unless I purchased a version that had it built in, but I don't think so. This is like it's like an island in the game that you travel to,
badass.
And then as soon as you enter it, like the prompt on the screen is like, "Are you ready for the fucking blah 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 challenge of night and day or something?"
That's badass.
And then you say yes, and it fucking. You teleport onto the island with jack shit. You're just naked with a tunic. And you fucking go, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
I spent like 5 hours trying to beat it.
Dude, that was another cool thing. Was like the grinding like rewarded me well because like shit gets really expensive in that game. But I spent so much time just going through the countryside, killing people and collecting shit.
Yeah,
I just had like mad shit to sell. Because like if you want to max upgrade your armor, you have to get all 4 great fairies, and like it cost. Like 500 for the first one, 1,000 for the second one, 2,000 for the third one, and then the last one is 10,000 rupees.
God damn.
Yeah, it's a lot of fucking rupees.
I only found 3, so.
Yeah, that fourth one's fucking. And mind you, the game's been out for a while, so I didn't organically like after I found the third one, I was like, where's the fucking 4th fairy? And like I looked it up and shit like that.
I don't know if. The only thing that it brings me back to is Crash Bandicoot, the little that guy. Like catching the little fairies in Breath of the Wild is the most satisfying shit.
Every time I go,
like it equates to getting that little mask.
Whenever I go to a Great Fairy Pond, I always switch into my Sheik outfit so I can like sneak up on them.
Yeah,
and like I'll like stealthily like grab all the fairies.
Ah, see, I never.
Dude, like,
I would always get like 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5. Like I would always miss that last one.
I like literally, if you put on the Sheik outfit, you don't even have to crouch. You can just like walk
right up to them.
But if you run with the Sheik outfit, they'll still like bounce on your ass. But yeah, dude, I've been playing the fuck out of that game.
It's a good game.
It's a damn good game.
What do you play with? Do you play with the little Joy-Cons? Just the little.
I have a light.
So it's just the whole thing.
It's just
okay, I got you.
Yeah, the Super DS. Essentially.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that bitch is awesome.
I got a fucking scuff controller for that I'll let you play.
Really?
Yeah, it's not literally a scuff, but Nintendo makes their own version.
Yeah.
It's got 4 paddles, so like you can effectively not hit any of the buttons.
Yeah.
Like just use these.
Yeah. No, it would definitely come in handy because like one thing that sucks about that thing is like, especially because I play for a while at a time, is my hands cramp up.
Yes, I hate those.
Yeah.
They're just in bad. The buttons are in bad positions. It is not made for like comfortable playing.
Yeah, there was no way to like. That had to be a downside to it. Like even ignore because the light is just a simpler version of what it looks like all put together. So with that being said, they had to find a way where they could. You know what I'm saying? We can detach these and make a controller.
Yeah.
This can be. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, something wasn't going to be optimal when you have that in that. You know, because it's a very original idea.
Yes.
It's a Nintendo ass console.
Yeah, and it is a great console. I love the Switch.
That you have peripheral controllers. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not fucking with that, that's cool. You don't.
There's like 5 versions of the controller. It's like the most
versatile
controller. As long as you buy them, as long as you have them all. Because, like, dude, there's so many different. Even the little thing they give you where you can put them on and it's like a little Xbox controller. The one I have is legit like holding an Xbox 360 controller.
Yeah.
It's a little fatter. It's a little like taller.
You have GameCube-based controllers that are just.
Dude, I've almost gotten that GameCube controller a few times just because I love it.
No,
I miss that GameCube.
No, that is.
GameCube was such a fun console.
That was one of my favorite controllers because I feel like the thing with Nintendo is like they always made their shit always looked a little funnier than the next guys, in my opinion. Excuse me, because like even though the N64 is in essence what leads to the PlayStation, like there is no PlayStation if Nintendo wasn't ready to start making the disc with Sony and then backed out last minute. And then that in turn, I think Sony doing what they did is what made Xbox, Microsoft think they could do it too. So with all that being said, even though the Nintendo winds up kind of being the odd man out in a market that it essentially dominated and then led the way for them to be in.
Yeah.
I always feel like their controllers are funky looking, but the most innovative. Because, like,
yes,
even though the what the hell was I about to say? Even though the N64 controller
was that fucking starship looking motherfucker.
Yeah, it looks weird as fuck.
Like an X-wing.
It also made a lot of sense, and then it having the trigger on the back of it like would lead into, I believe, what we have as R2
bumpers.
And L2.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's the home of a lot of that stuff. And then the N64, I mean not the N64, the GameCube controller, I believe is the most like hand-friendly controller I've like ever.
It is so comfortable to hold.
Yeah.
That and the 360. Xbox 360 controller is
really
the
good.
best controller ever made.
That's fair.
Love that controller. To
damn
me
good controller.
personally,
I think that Xbox makes better controllers for FPSs. I think Sony has better fighting game controllers. I'd rather play like a fighting game on a PlayStation controller.
Yeah, that controller right there, I might end up giving it to you eventually, because I fucked around when I was ordering this one, and it's good. It's a good controller, but the paddles are like inlaid as part of the controller. Like you feel them. They're like a piece of it instead of the triggers. Like my old one. To show you, hold on. This is gonna be good podcasting. Me looking for a controller. Give me 1 second. You keep talking to people.
I don't know who's there. I am all alone. It's cold in the air. When you called my phone, I can see my breath. It is on the window.
So that's what I wanted. I wanted because that one, the O button on that controller is stuck. Like click it and you'll feel it. It doesn't come back. And like it's fine because one of the paddles is the O. I think the left paddle is the O button, and I wanted triggers like that, and I thought that's what I was.
Crouch, right?
Yeah.
Okay, word.
Well, crouch or it depends on the game.
Yeah.
I go back and forth. Some games it's better as the quick slide or the quick stand.
Yeah. I changed mine originally. I started playing tactical because of like not having paddles.
Yes.
But now that I have paddles,
exactly.
Technically, it doesn't make a huge difference because I'm always using the paddle. So like I'm not using these inputs as often, but I'm so used to sliding, crouching with this. Like
yes.
I melee with circle.
Yeah.
In most games, where
that's the good thing about tactical. It like kind of flips it where it works both ways.
Yeah.
Whether you're punching or sliding, because you now have the paddle, you can still do the push on the stick, and like both are like helpful.
Yeah.
Because you're not having to move your thumb.
Yeah. Exactly.
It really just kind of goes down to play style at that point. Like which one do you do the most that will disrupt from movement?
Exactly. I'm also really weird too because I don't know if it's a matter of how much skill my mind thinks is required in the moment or just out of like from changing play styles, but like I'll like there's maneuvers where I won't use my paddles. Like there'll still be good maneuvers, but like I might out of nowhere switch to claw real quick and use claw to bust something out.
Yeah.
Even though I play predominantly with my paddles, and a lot of it will just be like for whatever reason in that moment, maybe I was antsy, maybe these fingers were itchy in a weird way. My hand just did that naturally. Because that's what I did for years. Like I didn't know it was called claw for a long time. I would just, you know what I'm saying, swing my little finger around because I didn't have an option. I didn't want to keep my hand off the controller.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the way people use controllers and stuff like that is like pretty interesting. I also think like Jorge, Jorge's really good at Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Jorge was not using paddles this whole time.
Yeah.
And
a lot of people have never used them.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, I'm like, you guys are fucking absurd. Like, if it wasn't for paddles, I would have never caught up to everybody.
Some of the best players don't use paddles at all.
Yeah.
Like, because they don't need to.
Yeah, that's bonkers.
Like, my buddy Neo is, like, he used to play with Nick in all the competitive tournaments and
I
shit.
remember him. He has, like, some of the craziest snipes I've ever seen.
Bro, his snipes are unreal. I mean, he's not just his snipe, his gameplay, regardless, but his snipes are and he doesn't use paddles.
Yeah,
like he has scuffs, but like literally just so he has concave sticks, like or shit like that. Like he doesn't need a paddle.
Yeah,
like his.
Does he swing claw? Or does he just move that quick?
He just moves that quick. Or yeah, he is and swings claw. Like he plays claw for all the buttons.
Okay, we're better.
He showed me his controller one time. It's literally just a red PlayStation 4 controller.
Yeah, that's always the craziest shit too.
Like he just has an average normal ass controller that's a different color.
Those are the worst people. Like people who just pick up any sticks. Because with me, I play with a typical controller with like $10 paddles attached to it. But like preferably you give me one of these, I'm gonna play better.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But like there are people who like
you and me, we when people who can't dedicate 10 hours a day to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Paddles catch us up to at least comparable. Like we can stand a chance against people who are decent.
Exactly.
But like Neo, half the Call of Duty pros use are claw instead of paddles. Like a lot of them use paddles, but the best ones are all claw players.
Because paddles, they're not. I'm not gonna say they're like super new, but like when I was playing PS3 in middle school, I didn't know anybody with paddles.
Oh yeah, and I don't know if there really were any
That's what I'm saying.
to the mainstream. Like you had to know people who could mod controllers.
Yeah,
That was controller modding was like pirating,
yeah,
like movies and
I didn't
TV
even
shows
think
and
about
shit.
that. Yeah, it wasn't as like a mainstream as it is now.
Like you had to look up on YouTube, like how do I mod my controller, and then a company was like, hey, we'll do it.
So with that,
and now they're partnered.
And now you can get literally like my paddles that keep me like, you know, I'm not like crazy at Warzone, but like I regularly drop over 10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, I'm doing all right. And my paddles are from Walmart. They're literally like a $10 paddle set that my boy Sante gave me.
Like the little like wire things that you wrap around the controller. Is it those?
No. You like it looks like it has like the little audio jack.
Oh, and it plugs in.
Pop it in the bottom, and then it has like it looks cool because it got a little digital face on the back of it that you press, and it goes like P1.
I've seen like a shitty Amazon version where it's literally like a metal wire that you wrap around your controller in a way where you just pull on them, and the way they're wrapped, they're hooked to the buttons. They're really trippy looking. It makes your controller look like a fucking steampunk controller.
That's kind of cool, but also like that is not what I'm here for.
Yeah, I feel like it wouldn't always be amazing, but now I got to show you because they are cool.
They they're $10 at Walmart, but they're pretty cool because like you can hold them to like, you know how you set a digital clock.
Yes,
it's you set your controls like that. Like it's very simple, and it's just cool because you can switch in between games. So like you can have up to 3 different settings for your inputs that you can carry across different games.
Holy shit, dude! Some of these paddles are. I just looked up controller paddles on Amazon.
Yeah.
Shit is wild. What in the hell are all of these? None of these are the not bougie, are the like fucking whack ass metal things. I'm sorry. These are okay. The market's gotten saturated. I'm not looking for it anymore. I got 4 pages in before I decided to give up.
Dude, fucking but it's just crazy. Like that definitely changed the game a lot because like being able to
you can pick it up so fast now.
Yeah.
Like if you're even halfway like game intelligent, like those paddles upgrade you so fast to being comparable to
just because
good players.
It's just so advantageous to not have to move my hands around as much. You know what I'm saying? And like
it was a game changer. Like
it's so common
for me, like an absurd one.
It's so like what's the word I'm looking for? It's still like I said, it's the only reason I started getting good at Warzone. Like I was pretty like cheeks at Warzone. Like I wasn't even good. Like now I'm like a slightly better than average player. And across how many people like you know what I'm saying I play against and stuff like that. And it just helps with your IQ because once your muscle memory is like because I jump and I slide. That's what I use my back for. So like once it's like that, like the amount of like the way that I can move in Call of Duty is stupid because I never have to move
your thumbs.
My thumbs, yeah. So
your movement is unending. Like your movement can continue without you having to like do anything else.
Exactly, it's very fluid.
It used to be jump, then get all the way back to the stick to move your next move.
Exactly. So but yeah, I'm definitely excited for how you feeling about MW2?
I have almost seen nothing for it. I'm so dead on Call of Duty right now. Like I don't care that like if this one looks good and plays well, I might play it. But
it's gonna be really fucking.
I hope so.
Like I was on the beta, dude, and I caught the last like 16 hours of the beta.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking good, dude.
Yeah, I might make a Warzone return because
you should. I'm always there, and I fucking and that'd be another thing to stream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's something that everybody's always down to watch.
Yeah,
and I feel like there's not, and this is a very like imaginary market, but like you know what I'm saying? There's like really really good players, and then there's nobody else. But what about like the after work guys who are pretty good at the game? You know, what I mean? That's what people need to see.
Like you say that, but man, like the guy that we were, my friend Albion, Attract on Twitch.
Yeah,
he's always on. I mean, he's on for 20 hours a day. I mean, all day. It's all he does is play Warzone and fucking sports bet.
Fucking paying money, man.
Yeah, I mean, the guy like that's when you're making the money Albion's making. All you do is play the game, which like is fun if you're into it. But like the people like us, we're like the content people. We're the funny ones.
Yeah.
Because Albion's cool, but he's good. He's not like I love you, Albion, but he's not like funny. What's up, Kira? Tuning in at the gym, stoked for Warzone 2. Yeah, this guy, Caged Kira, I met him at the airport on the way to San Diego. We were on the same flight, and we were both going to Nick's thing, and like it was like so trippy. Like I met so many people like that, and
motherfuckers events be like webbing together.
Yeah. It's like cool. It's cool to see him coming in. It's the first time he's He followed the other day. I see that you followed like a week ago, but I must not have been live. But thanks for stopping in, Kira. We will talk later. Super cool dude. I love that guy.
Hell
But yeah, it's you got the occasionally you have the legends like Scumpy. You know who Scumpy is? Mm-mm. Scumpy is he used to play for Optic Game. Does Scumpy still play for Optic Gaming? What does Scumpy play for? Scumpy was like the head of Optic Gaming's Call of Duty team forever. Like he's like the face of it, and he's one of the like 2 or 3 guys. He's the number 1 for sure out of the few that did it well. Who was a competitive player, still is a competitive player. Fucking 15 years later or some shit. Who had like an entertaining personality and YouTube channel. So like his YouTube channel was explosive for years, and then Call of Duty has just gotten so bad that like it's slowly calmed down, and he's basically just a pro now.
Dude, if they would, as long as Warzone 2 like does something about the hackers for real, because like Warzone, dude, was on a super clean trajectory for like the fucking moon, and then they did that dog shit Godzilla thing. Like that was so bad. I didn't even play Call of Duty that week. Like I refused to participate in nonsense. And then dude, the hacking got really bad. And
the hacking was always bad.
Man,
it was bad the whole time. Like Nick, that's why Nick doesn't play it. Nick, if like talk about numbers,
yeah,
Nick went from 70, 80, 90,000 viewers at any given moment, not a stream, a moment. Like he'd go live and 20 minutes later he's got 70,000 people watching him.
Yeah.
Because he was playing Warzone.
Yeah.
Like at any given moment, he went from that to 20, 25,000, 30,000 at a time playing Apex cuz he doesn't the thing I love the most about Nick is he doesn't give a fuck what anybody thinks or wants from him. He's going to have fun.
Yeah.
And he wasn't having fun on Warzone because all he was playing was hackers.
It got brutal.
Yeah.
Especially playing at like what a KD, like what I presume his is, and at that skill level,
and
you're going to run into the biggest of the cheaters.
Well, and the fucking people stream sniping. So, like, then you have to compete with that.
People
everyone's out to get him.
Watching the stream
so
they know where. That's fucking shitty.
You guys played him one time, didn't you?
Yeah, no, dude, I literally was this close. Like, promise you, if I would have knocked him, I wouldn't have shut the fuck up about it. But, we're like fucking shooting each other in and out of the little yellow joints right outside of the big greenhouse.
Yeah.
Man, he knows. Well, he doesn't know where it happened. Anybody who plays Warzone knows where it happened. Like, not in Stronghold, but when you first come out of Stronghold, by the tents and stuff, living quarters.
Yeah.
And man, he mopped me. And then I think one of my boys got him. But I was like, oh shit, that's Nick Merce. And he was just playing Warzone enough at that point that I just feel like you were bound to run into him or any of the streamers. Like, because there's just so many.
It's a dead game right now in terms of like viewership.
Oh, word.
Like
I play that shit every day.
Yeah, well, there's tons of players who love playing it, and still it has a huge audience. But like for content, it got so dead. I mean, dude, you're talking hundreds of thousands of millions of views on every video Nick made, and then like it was just unplayable. He couldn't.
Shit got pretty bad.
Yeah,
but if they can
stop that,
Warzone 2 has, because like I'm saying,
it will be unreal. He won the very first game. Did you?
Of what?
Yeah,
Warzone?
Warzone 2. He won the very first game at when they hosted the event and played like the first game of Warzone.
And he won.
Man, with like randoms. Like he was playing like online, like the first beta game.
Yeah,
and they won the very first one.
Dude, I'm telling you, like because Warzone,
like 3 randoms at their houses.
Warzone's formula is so fucking good. Having the contracts to do while you're worrying about fighting everybody, the way the combat goes, taking Call of Duties, like taking the best aspects of team deathmatch.
Yes.
And I'm all for like big Warzone, you know what I'm saying? But like Rebirth they figured out their bread and butter. Like Rebirth is the perfect merging of what Team Deathmatch does for people on a level like Shipment mixed with the Battle Royale vibe and the looting, the collecting. That's the thing that people don't understand. Or I mean, I'm trying to sound like a scientist. Something that I believe some people understand, people don't inherently understand. It's part of why like these Battle Royales are so fun too and so engaging is because of the looting. Like you're like trying to get better gear than the next guy. Oh, I found an orange gun. Oh, I found this. There's so many in between things to do outside.
That was one of the most addicting pieces of Fortnite.
Yeah,
was the like you barely head over that hill and you see that fucking purple glow. You're like, oh shit, son, that's a good one. Like, and then you just fly to whatever it is
in this big open environment that you can approach how you want. You know what I mean? So I feel like as long as Warzone 2 keeps the hackers out and they keep using the formula they've been using, dude, like we're in for a good one.
I hope so, man.
I'm telling you,
Apex is cool and I like playing it or watching it. I don't like playing it that much. Like it's just not my cup of tea. I don't like the movement that much in that game. I don't know what
Apex
it is.
is the only reason I play Warzone because like I hated Fortnite. I played Fortnite when the Dragon Ball DLC dropped. Though. I ain't gonna hold you. I played that bitch for a week strong. Dropped $40 on V-Bucks. Got the whole gang have not touched it since that week.
Yeah,
but
it's one of those games. It'll have its little weeks for everybody plays it again.
It's just because the no build mode's legit. I like the no build.
I do like no build. I feel like if I had a squad that played if I could get on every night and play video games, I'd be one of those motherfuckers that got on every night and play video games.
Yeah,
with a squad, and I could play no build. I feel like forever. I fucking love no build Fortnite.
No build's dank. No build, like, it highlights what's good about Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? Because the building, that's cool for people. I'm not doing that shit. I'm too old for that shit.
Yeah, me too.
I don't got time for that.
Those guys are lunatics who can sit there and just commit themselves.
Apex is like what put me on to Apex is what really got me prep for not Fortnite, Warzone, because I didn't play Fortnite, not because it was a battle royale, but because I don't really fuck with third-person shooters like that to begin with in the building. But then when
I hate Bloom. I hate Bloom shooting, which is what Fortnite. It's when like hit scan. Call of Duty is hit scan. So like if I aim at you and shoot, I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah.
Bloom Fortnite is like you can aim at someone's head, be right on their head, and shoot and miss because it's like a random number generator hit registration.
That's fucking stupid.
Well, a lot more games than you think have that. Like Gears of War was a Bloom game, I believe, to a certain extent. There's another big one because Gears and Fortnite are made by the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I wish they added more of Gears' like.
Well, they kind of have recently, like now with post no build, a lot of the movement has changed. The movement's way more.
That's fair.
Gears feeling,
but. Because I will say the gameplay was tight. Like I was surprised at how tight the gameplay was when I was playing no build mode. I was like,
it's way better than it ever.
But I mean, in terms of like one thing that was so dank about Gears, dude, was the everything you could do with the A button, like the moving in between cover and all that. Like if Fortnite incorporated that into its gameplay, it would really have.
Bro, shit would get nuts.
That would be some shit.
I think the problem with that probably is just the amount of material on the map that can get destroyed.
Yeah.
Even in no build, because you can still destroy shit. You just can't collect it. Like, that's like the amount of lag because of all the different potential situations.
Yeah.
You know, like you have to basically, you're talking about coding double the game.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden now everything's interactable, not just destructive, interactable, like you can connect to it. And then it has to be able to get destroyed while you're connected to it anyway.
Yeah.
Because that would break the game if you couldn't.
There has to be like at least.
I don't know anything about coding, but I do understand that things are coded.
Yeah.
and like you're like doing multipliers by crazy numbers all of a sudden.
They either have to like code it to where there's specific animations for when you're mounted to something that gets destroyed, or they have to at least code that when that happens, you have to move to this location now because you can't.
Or just almost like no clip out of it because it's gone now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So no. Did you see this is and this probably something that's in closing.
What if we're geniuses? What if like at Fortnite, you fucking Inc. or wherever the fuck they make it, there's just in the like main writer's room of like tell the code guys to do shit. There's just a whiteboard where it's like figure out how to make them clip onto stuff, and like they're just like the programmers are like, guys, that is fucking stupid. We will take us 100 years,
dude.
Rick and Morty, 100 years.
They have this FPS. That I think like two brothers have been working on, and you might have seen on Twitter. It's like
the squirrel with the gun.
No,
okay.
No, not that dumb shit. The environment is entirely destructible, but the models and stuff have a very like kind of like advanced Robloxy kind of look to them.
Yeah,
like the game's like it's like.
I feel like I remember seeing like two brothers working on a thing.
Yeah, but
story.
It looks really fucking cool. Like literally, like everything in the environment is destructible. So I feel like. Something like that would be really cool if they could get a decent team behind it. I'd be excited to see what that would be like.
I wish they would make. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because like visually games have been trying to achieve certain things for so long, but it just feels like nothing plays the way they did when we were a kid. And for a second there, I was like, maybe it's that classic. We're misremembering because I thought it was cool, but then no. I went back and played fucking Star Wars Battlefront, like OG Star Wars Battlefront. That shit is mad fun to play still.
Yeah, it's a damn good game.
It's so good, and like, it's 15 years old. Like, like make those games again. Like the new Battlefronts are cool. There's just a lot going on.
I'm not gonna hold you. I was playing Battlefront 2 a couple weeks ago. Shit's pretty dank right now.
Bro, that game is unbelievable. Those are the games that make me so sad because like not enough people play them. That's the game that there needs to be a fucking 500,000 people playing every night.
It's just because like they started off so fucking bad, and that whole like there was a huge paywall that EA was trying to do.
Yep.
But
And
like,
now it's like chill.
but it is actually really fucking good.
It is one of my favorite games to play with like a group of people, but no one ever wants to play it.
Yeah, it's
and
not
it makes me so
either,
sad.
right?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, which is
no.
another thing hurting it. But I believe that if they recollect and they ride the momentum, because you already know the next, I think March, the sequel to Fallen Order is supposed to come out.
That dude, Fallen Order was
damn good game.
Awesome.
Damn good game. So I think if like Star Wars definitely has a huge high on the way, like between Andor like doing I think all right now. I haven't watched it yet.
Andor?
Yeah.
It is unbelievable.
Is it?
It is so fucking good.
Is it?
It is way. I thought it was gonna be like Rogue One 2, like it was, or Rogue One the prequel, and it is. But I thought it was gonna be like Rogue One level, because Rogue One's good. It's very pretty. It's different Star Wars. This is unreal good. It is it's so much better than I thought. The performances are probably the best acting in all of Star Wars that I've ever seen so far.
That's all the Star Wars is missing at this point, is just like the
I tweeted
the marriage of Star Wars and what it is to be great cinema.
Yes.
Because you have every piece you could ever need to make a great story. There's been so many creative minds to dump into George Lucas's idea that there's...
The problem was they were all movies. They needed to be shows.
That's fair.
All the shows have been great. Even Obi-Wan's bitch ass that was like kind of whack. The show's bitch ass.
Oh, yeah.
That was kind of weak for a few episodes.
Yeah.
Like the last couple episodes save it.
Yeah.
And overall, it's still good. It just wasn't comparable to the Star Wars shows we'd seen so far.
Yeah.
But like
that's also, having the Mandalorian as the forerunner.
Yeah,
for
it's
Star
true.
Wars live
Andor
action.
competes heavy. Maybe technically is better. Like in terms of like, granted, we're like a little more than halfway in.
Oh,
What?
Mandalorian 3 comes out next year.
Yeah, Mandalorian 3's coming. Bro, yeah, no, I'm excited.
Star Wars is eating. I think if they take all this and then if they just take all this and do Battlefront 3 and just just do it right, dude.
Give us Din Djarin as a character. Give us Bo-Katan. Fuck it. Give us Grogu. We will play as these motherfuckers in the hero mode.
Did you play the Lego Star Wars game that came out?
The new one?
Yeah.
I have not played it myself. I've been watching people. It looks fucking awesome.
Top 10 Star Wars game ever.
Yeah.
It is damn good. The only thing that sucks is like
Star Wars is like has some great video games.
The Star Wars video games are 1,000% to me why Star Wars is still alive, because like as you can see, like yes, merch still sells and stuff like that, but toys have taken a decline throughout the years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Toys turned into video games, and you still have people with collectibles and stuff. You got collectibles. I have a handful. I got friends with collectibles, but at the end of the day, like it's the same thing with Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z wouldn't have stayed as relevant as it has without the games, because what the video games do is it gives you an interactive medium to keep repeating these stories
and keep that connection going between person and character.
Exactly. And especially when you have stuff like throughout the years, Star Wars has done so good to make games where you implement yourself, like the Knights of the Old Republic games. Knights of the Old Republic is getting that remake on PS5 over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Is it still?
I don't know. I'm just worried.
Oh, what are you worried about?
I don't know. I've watched Knights of the Old Republic. They gotta change the gameplay. They gotta make it better.
First of all, that game came out in 2002.
Yeah, it's old.
Yes, it came out in 2002.
Mike was like, everyone's always talked about how it's like one of the greatest video games ever, and Mike played it, and I don't know. Mike we sat there and I watched him, and he played it, and we were both like, this is fucking horrible.
No, man.
We did not. Maybe it's just us. Maybe it's that kind of game we just don't fuck with.
Well, have you ever do you guys play turn-based games? Because
I don't really.
Okay,
yes,
so
except Pokemon.
Yeah, okay. So off gate, if you're not heavy on Final Fantasy or that era of gaming, but 2, it came out in 2002.
Yeah, so it's like it's the worst of both worlds.
You had to play
for
it,
us.
You had to play it when it came out. When it came out, and then making your own Jedi, a story that could go multiple directions. You having the option to go to the dark side.
I could get why it would be awesome.
It was amazing. You got to think about it. What that game was essentially is think of in the 2000s, if somebody could make your D&D adventure virtual, that was good enough.
Yeah.
And that's essentially
basically what it is.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It didn't. I do agree that it needed more, but that's why eventually you would get games like Force Unleashed that would show you what Star Wars can do in an action adventure format. That's actually before
that game was so close to being perfect.
Before you even get to that though, Force Unleashed wouldn't be what it is if Revenge of the Sith 3 wasn't what it was. Not Revenge of the Sith 3. Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith, the PS2 and Xbox release.
That was a great game.
One of the best games, and that game is the predecessor to what would be Unleashed, and then Unleashed is all.
I remember the lightsaber combat in that game blowing our minds.
It's so fucking good.
Because we were like, dude, you can like fight the fucking clones and like cut off arms or legs based on where you hit and like all this crazy shit. Like
the amount
it looks so good.
Could, like if you did their jab, like their stab forward,
it actually stabs and kills.
Yeah, you would watch the shit burn through their back. The camera angles are insane. The best mission in that game to me was the Jedi Council raid, because when Anakin goes in, you're literally, it's the only mission in the game where you're fighting that many people with lightsabers.
Yeah,
like every enemy has a fucking lightsaber. You're watching your
and you are
cut the fuck up,
owning them.
Fucking them.
They stood no chance. Clone Wars, the animated series, is the best Star Wars out there. I would agree with you, but some of these live actions are catching up in terms of quality. Clone Wars is probably the coolest thing because it's an anthology. So, like, you have so many good stories. But, like, man, you just got to watch Andor. Like, the first couple episodes are a little bit slow, but not in a bad way. It's a ton of information.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's a ton of story, and the acting's off the chain. But, dude, the last 2 episodes, the most recent 2 episodes, Stellan Skarsgård, the guy who plays in Thor and the Avengers and all that. The old guy.
He's the dude who plays It's Dad, right?
Huh?
The guy that plays It's his dad.
Oh, they're all part of the same family. I don't know if Stellan's the dad. Is that the dad?
He's an old white guy, right?
Yeah, Stellan Skarsgård. He's the guy, Thor's scientist friend.
He's the motherfucker that gets like fucking brain tapped in Avengers.
By Loki, yeah.
Yes, that you do not think that is the father
Probably.
of the young guy.
There's a lot of them. There's like multi-generations where it's like father, son, uncle, grandpa. Like it's like the biggest acting family ever.
Oh,
there's like 9 of them.
No,
it's not like 2 or 3. It's like
no.
8 or 9.
Well, the dude from It has like 2 brothers at least. I knew it was like a dad and all his sons are in acting.
But it's also the dad and like his brothers too.
And then his
so like I don't know which ones are family, like brother, sister.
I'm pretty sure that's
I wouldn't be surprised.
But yeah.
But they're both incredibly good actors. But his performance, he doesn't show up until like episode 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, the most recent episode, the performance by him and the chick that's playing Mon Mothma are everyone is great. Like all of the characters are unbelievably good actors in the show. There's no low points, but specifically Stellan Skarsgård and Mon Mothma are unfucking believable in this new episode. I mean, it is like Emmy award-winning shit. Like this is the shit that pisses me off is when shit like Star Wars doesn't get a nomination just because it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
And like I hate when they like the Emmys and shit try to be inclusive to things and pull from little moments just to be inclusive and shit. 'Cause like I love Don Cheadle and throw all the awards at Don Cheadle you want. He's in one scene of Falcon and the Winter Soldier and they nominated him for best guest appearance and even he was like, what the fuck are you wasting a nomination on me?
They gave it to him and not the fucking not the dude that played the super soldier.
That's what I'm saying. He was incredible.
He was literally the peak of the acting in that shit. Like
even forget about him for a second. There's just a million people that could be nominated for other shows, but they pick Don Cheadle because they're like people know Don Cheadle. They like him. They'll watch because they're trying to get people for viewers, not performances. And if Stellan Skarsgård or Mon Mothma don't get goddamn Emmy nominations for this show, like I'm gonna be so upset.
I think guest appearance is such a funny extra little thing. It's like, hey, you were in this, but not the main guy, so here's a separate thing for you.
Yeah, like, I mean, now sometimes it's cool. Sometimes you're like, okay, they deserve that little moment.
No, for
but
sure.
like in that particular case, everyone, and I love especially that Don Cheadle himself, everyone was like, guy was in once, and it's not even like he didn't act. Like,
no, it's not
I love Don Cheadle.
No,
that
it's not a good scene.
Yeah, in that he's like, hey, you should be Iron Man, or you should be Captain America. And Sam's like, I don't know. And he's like, I don't know, you should be Captain America. And then it ends, you never see Don Cheadle again.
Dude,
and he got a goddamn Emmy nomination.
Nah, they were trying to use like what that symbolized. They're like, yeah, you remember when he was that black guy telling that other black guy to be the black guy for America? That was such a good thing, right? Niggas of America.
What about the black guy that got fucked on for decades and had a great performance as if it really happened? And like that guy, he's the best part of that show,
You know
man.
why? Because that guy, now I'm not even going to hold you. This is going to be real heavy-handed, and I'm going to leave on this because I got to get to Warzone.
Okay, yeah.
But nominating that guy would have highlighted the greater message. Don Cheadle as a guest star is like, hey, you remember when he told that black guy to be Captain America? Woohoo! Forget what happened. Yeah, go niggas. And then, but the actual standout performance is a guy whose his performance is a parallel and an analogy to what black people actually went through. So to nominate him is to address something like that on a world stage in a year where there wasn't a nominated slave movie. They're like, we don't even have to acknowledge what's important. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just being funny because no shit to pull. Like if you were looking at guest appearances, the only reason you don't pull that guys is because his sends too strong of a message. There's because Don Cheadle got his circles acted around. Anthony Mackie was out acting Don Cheadle on that shit. You know
that show got a lot of like shit. Yeah. And it definitely wasn't the strongest of the shows.
Word, yeah.
But the one thing I think that people don't like account for is that no one was bad in that show.
Yeah.
That show killed it acting-wise, especially Sebastian and Anthony Mackie.
And artfully handled, like, I didn't expect them to do it so well that it would even pop up in the show, but, like, what does Captain America mean to a black person? Seriously, like, what does
what does that meaning to him relate to the people in that world?
Exactly.
Like, how are they going to react? How do people see the character, and how do people look at the character as he's trying to become him? Because, like, the scene with fucking Falcon, guy who helps save the world, having trouble paying off his fucking boat.
Exactly.
Like, talk about real world prejudices and problems.
Exactly.
Like, motherfucker literally fucking double wing stabbed a giant gorilla monster from space and fucking saved I forget who this he's saving Peter when he's got the gauntlet or no T'Challa who's he like someone's running with the gauntlet. I can't remember which part it is.
I haven't seen that damn movie since it came out.
That's a great movie.
I know it is. I love that movie.
Yeah,
but like
I don't remember. But he saves some like that. Talk about literally life or death, universe life or death moments.
Yeah,
like. I think you just give all those guys like 20 million or something USD. Just you set them up. You get them a house. You get them a base of operations.
Not
safe
even
places.
Funny either though. I feel like Tony should have done a bit more.
Well, he did die.
No, I know.
In that moment.
I know, but like I just feel like it's weird that Tony. You know what I'm saying? You didn't think that like you could give everybody $1 million for their civilian life, not hurt you.
Well, isn't that what he kind of mentions to the bank guy? Was like, well, Tony kind of helped out with some stuff, but that doesn't happen because like there were certain things like he didn't just buy everybody houses and set them up, but he like supplied them with stuff, and everyone always had living quarters. You had the Avengers base that gets destroyed where they all had a home.
Yeah, but it's also like Tony. Let me get $1 million.
Yeah, like look, Tony, just for like a second. I know some of us have our differences, but like we should all have our our bank accounts set up, right? Like in multiple countries.
$1 million.
Like nothing crazy. Like I just need to be able to sleep and eat forever, and it not be an issue.
Save the world.
We saved the world together.
We were there.
We were all.
I played a part.
Yeah.
500,000.
You know what I mean? $500,000. Like just dude, some money. You have. All the money.
So much money.
You are the banker of the Monopoly game.
I'm not gonna hold you. I know T'Challa had his differences with the world, but y'all niggas got money too, damn it.
We all like 3 of us have all the money, and the rest of us have no money. My boat, money. I'm fixing it by hand. I'm Falcon. I'm fixing my family's boat by hand because I can't afford.
Tony, why do I not have $1 million in the back of boat?
I just need a duffel bag of money. Like,
you know how many aliens I wing stabbed?
Where's my Bitcoin? Give me some Bitcoins. We know you got them.
But
Ultron moved $1 billion into fucking One Arm's hand in no time at all. In a second, you made Ultron. You made him.
I just want a little bit of money, Tony. Yeah, but that's my thing. There's no way in hell I'm on the Avengers and niggas ain't paying me, bro. I couldn't be, because like my thing is like I wouldn't want to be the richest nigga in the world by no means, but like if I am regularly putting in work that contributes to the safety of a planet, I should be able to swipe my card for anything. Like don't even give me a bunch of money. Give me a card with no limit that the government pays for. Like
set limits in terms of like I can't spend $1 billion on some crazy shit,
yes,
but if I want a house, I should have a house at least.
I want a fucking Snickers bar at 3 a.m.
I'm getting my goddamn Snickers because I'm not me when I'm hungry. I'm Falcon, goddamn it.
If I want a goddamn DoorDash, a fucking 5-course meal at 6 p.m. and I want it there by 7:30, so I'm paying extra. You know what I'm saying? Like
I used my metal bird wings to stab an alien. Okay, multiple of them. Shot a bunch. I saved so many people. I want Chick-fil-A. on a Sunday. God damn it. Open up my own Chick-fil-A
that
for
Chick-fil-A
superheroes.
is legitimately allowed to sell on Sundays.
Just to me, though.
But I'm trying to think. I never know what to say in closing for these things. I definitely got to get my ass home.
I miss doing these.
Yeah, no,
we got to do them more.
Yeah, definitely. It makes it feel more pointed to talk so much because, like, if not for stuff like this, a lot of these thoughts kind of just, like, go out the window. And,
which is cool.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, and at the very beginning you said, we're probably saying this to nobody, and that's when we started the conversation on why, like, I go back and watch, and then that kind of transported into the rest, and because I forgot what we were exactly saying, but then I remembered halfway, and we were already in a good conversation. But ultimately, that's why I put these. These are like for YouTube and for us.
Yeah,
it's because of that.
Yeah,
like I know that was a super deep cut to 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, no, that is.
But that is what it was.
That is a very good point.
Bro, that hurt was crazy to think about. I mean, same with Bulma. She was a billionaire, and all her friends were broke.
No, deadass.
Yo, that's facts, Kira.
Yeah, fucking Goku lives basically like in a trailer in the middle of nowhere would be like the social equivalent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm just a dude playing another dude. Tony Stark talking to the characters when they need money.
Dude, they're fucking. Ah, man. But with that being said. Damn, what I used to say at the end of these.
This is the episode 3 podcast, number 25.
Oh, yeah.
All that bullshit.
I feel like I used to say it way cooler than that.
You did, because I'm just saying what you said.
Okay, well.
So you do your.
That was the episode 3 podcast, episode 25.
You forgot the number for a second, didn't you?
Yeah, I was so caught up in how I ran away from the mic to talk. I guess next time we gotta try to get Michael and Gunner back in here.
Yeah, any combination of us. I love them. Yeah. But like honestly, at this point, I don't give a. I've done like 4. Me and Michael have a new show with Faith called the Triple G Podcast.
When the fuck?
The goof, the geek, the goof, and the girlfriend. That's why we call it Triple G, and to keep the 3 thing going on.
All right, that's pretty dank.
And yeah, so like we do them on like some Mondays, Sundays, like certain days that.
You guys have been podcasting this whole time?
Not a lot. Like we're like 4 or 5 episodes in. Like over the last 2 or 3 weeks.
That's smart.
Yeah, but I was like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. I'm not just sitting on the backs of shirts off. I'm just doing whatever I can whenever I can because I miss doing podcasts.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Fuck you, Clem, you fat idiot. I love you though. Don't call me a fat ass. You're literally 9 people. Anyway. That was episode 3 podcast.
Yeah, episode 20. That was episode 25 of the episode 3. That's how
you did it. You did the number, then the show.
Okay. I knew something felt stupid.
It's been 6 months, guys.
God, Jesus
fucking
Christ.
Relax.
But yeah, man. And
we'll be back.
Thanks for watching, man, because I ain't gonna hold you. All 2 of you.
You guys are legends.
What we do this for.
They're so fun. Thank you, Kira. I hope you are around more. These are fun to do. Love you, man. You guys have a great night, and we will catch you all later.